Hi, my name is Neil and welcome to my channel. So I don't know if there's anyone who's going to watch this video because this is my first video on YouTube. I basically just made this channel to improve my speaking English by talking about the subjects that I like, which are books and movies. And I may sometimes post some vlogs. I'm not sure about it yet, but yeah, we'll see in the future. I watched Ready Player One movie back then in 2018, and I really loved the movie. I knew that the movie was adapted based on a book with the same title, but I hadn't read the book yet. But few years later, I was nagging about a new book with a new genre to read, and my friend suggested me to read Ready Player One book. And I have some comments about this book. According to Wikipedia, Ready Player One is a 2011 science fiction novel and the debut novel of American author Ernest Cline. The story, set in a dystopia in 2045, follows protagonist Wade Watts on his search for an Easter egg in a worldwide virtual reality game, the discovery of which would lead him to inherit the game creator's fortune. The main idea is really good and it's really interesting. However, the author, our dear Mr. Cline, cannot execute it well, and sadly he just wasted the story. The story is only fascinating when our main character, a 17-year-old boy, Wade, wants to find the keys to open the gates and follow all of those Easter eggs, and that's it. And to be honest, I just enjoyed the first gate puzzles. So there's something about this story that I couldn't get attached to it. For example, there is this scene, I want to spoil it for you. Okay, there is a scene that something horrible happens just because of Wade, our main character. And the entire story is basically like...
Yes, very sad. Anyway.
I couldn't care about a lot of things that happens in the story, which I should have. Because you write a story to make the audience care about the things that matters to the main character. Even in some parts of the book that the characters are in a journey to find the Easter eggs, or when we learn more about Wade's personal life and personal emotions, I'm basically like, okay, so what's next? The author even mentions some huge subjects in the book, and he just mentioned them and he didn't talk about them at all in the story. It was like, yeah, do you remember that, awful world that I just mentioned to you? Yeah, it's much worse, but we don't have time to talk about it. So you do the thing. Why would you talk about some of these huge and important subjects and not to talk about them and not to explain about them if you just wanted to mention them? I personally prefer to not know them. I mean, I think that was really unnecessary in the story and it was really unrelated, and I was like, oh my god, these are huge things. Why we don't have the chance to know about these things in the book? Why we never heard about it before in the book? And just suddenly in the very end of the book, you just mention it and you just leave it there. Like it just... that was really, awkward to me, and it was like, why? I wanted to give this book 2 stars on Goodreads, but I gave 3 stars. The only reason that I gave 3 stars to this book was, there are a lot of things in the story that are related to the 80s, like movies, music, video games, bands, etc. And the author just described them in details. Like, you cannot convince me and say, yeah, he just wrote them by heart. I mean, no one can. If I want to write a book about, I don't know, for example, 2010s, I need to research about a lot of things and make sure that everything that I'm talking about it in the book is accurate. And when I think about the amount of research that he probably had done before writing the book, it just makes me crazy as like how he did this very well, because he doesn't just mention the names, he just talks about them in details in the story. And I I think because of that reason, this book deserves an extra star. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will make another video for the movie. This was my opinion for the book. I would happily read your opinions about it in the comment section. Thank you so much, and bye.